Okay, so can you actually imagine translation earbuds, right? Ones that claim to understand 135 languages and they only cost 28.99. I mean, is this some kind of uh, AI miracle for 2025's budget market or is someone just, having a laugh? Today, we're doing a deep dive into these MINISO MS190 earbuds. They promise real time translation using their app, the EarJoy app, plus, the standard stuff like music and calls. Our mission here is to unpack these, frankly, pretty bold claims for tech that's so affordable. What do they really deliver for you, the everyday learner or maybe the curious traveler? We're pulling our info street from a recent YouTube review by Savage Reviews. It's called MINISO MS190 Review. Do $28 translation earbuds really work? 2025. Let's jump in.
Yeah, and what's really striking, I think, isn't just that the translation bit genuinely works, which honestly, even the reviewers seemed a bit surprised by,
Yeah.
but it's how this capability at that price, well, it signals a huge shift in accessible AI, doesn't it? For the big languages like Spanish, French, Japanese,
Yeah.
the testing showed the translations were actually decent enough for basic chats. You just download the EarJoy app, pair them up, and boom, you're kind of bridging language gaps.
That's pretty remarkable for under 30 bucks. Does the review give any hints about why it works so well for those languages specifically? Like maybe something about the AI training data, or is it just that good translation tech is getting cheaper across the board?
Well, the review seems to suggest it's mostly about how far cloud-based translation services have advanced. And now they're packaging it into, well, incredibly cheap hardware.
Yeah.
It definitely points towards a future where, functional translation isn't some luxury item, but more like an everyday tool. What's also quite interesting is the design choice they made. These are the usual buds that seal off your ear canal. No, they're an open ear design. They sort of sit just outside it.
Oh, okay. That open ear thing, that's actually quite clever, isn't it, for situational awareness? Like, imagine you're trying to navigate a busy market somewhere. You need the translation, yeah, but you also need to hear, I don't know, a scooter coming or someone calling out. This design tackles that exact problem. You can hear traffic, people around you. Stay alert if you're, say, out for a run, too.
Right. But the flip side of that open ear design is, well, zero noise isolation. Absolutely none.
Yeah.
So if you're in a loud place, that background noise is definitely going to compete with whatever you're listening to. It's a trade-off.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. A definite trade-off.
And that brings up a point, doesn't it? Zero noise isolation. And apparently the app download might look a bit suspicious to some phones. For someone traveling in a noisy city, or maybe someone a bit wary about app security, do those things become like serious deal breakers, even at that low price?
It really depends on how you plan to use them, I suppose. If you're mostly in quieter spots or you want to hear your surroundings, then it's actually a feature, not a bug. But talking about the audio quality itself, what are we actually getting for, 28.99?
Pretty much what you'd expect, really. The review says you get clear mids and highs, so voices sound good, podcasts, audiobooks, calls, that's all fine. Higher-pitched instruments probably sound crisp, too. But don't expect any booming bass. It's described as flatter than a pancake. So, yeah, not built for heavy music.
Right, okay. Flatter than a pancake. Got it.
Perfectly adequate for casual listening, just not audiophile level, not even close.
So, the audio's functional, not fantastic. Fine. But one thing that does sound genuinely impressive is the battery life. The review really highlighted this. They seem to deliver on that 50-hour promise using the charging case. 50 hours, that's like 3 whole days of mixed-use music, calls, translation. That's quite something for such cheap tech.
It really is impressive longevity. The touch controls are apparently responsive, maybe too responsive sometimes. You might accidentally pause things. And there are a couple of catches. That translation only works through their free EarJoy app. And yeah, some phones might flag that app download. Oh, and they are definitely not waterproof. So, sweat, rain, that's their kryptonite. They're honest budget devices, basically. They aren't pretending to be premium. They just, get the core job done.
Okay, so let's bring it all together for you, the listener. For about $29, you're getting translation earbuds that, surprisingly, actually work for basic chats in major languages, Spanish, French, Japanese confirmed. The open ear design is smart for awareness, and that 50-hour battery life, 3 days, is genuinely great. But yeah, the audio quality is budget, bass is non-existent, they're not waterproof, and you might get a little warning when you install the app.
Which leads to the big question for you, really. Looking at those pros and cons, are these MINISO MS190 earbuds the practical, cheap tool you need? Maybe for quick chats on your travels, or just dipping your toes into language learning casually.
And thinking a bit bigger picture, technology moves so fast. What will a $28 translation earbud be able to do in just, say, another year or two? And how might having this kind of affordable, widespread translation fundamentally change how we all interact across the globe. Definitely something to mull over. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.